to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello everyone, and thank you for this opportunity. At this time, it is my honor to present our Students of the Month for January. These students have shown excellence in academics and behavior and exhibited the ideals of preparation, respect, integrity, dedication, and engagement that are part of our middle school philosophy. Our first middle school student of the month for January is 6th grader, Mr. Braden Helmkamp. Braden has several interests currently, including playing baseball, basketball, football, and soccer. He also enjoys spending time outside and really loves to race RC trucks. It is his athletic ability that Braden is most proud of, as he informed me that it helps him to stay active and interact with his friends. Braden lives with his parents, his sister Nadia, and his dog Jaeger. He additionally has a grandmother who lives here in Washington, and his other grandparents live near Philadelphia. An interesting fact that Braden shared regarding his family is that his father and parents moved to the United States from Germany when he was 15 years old. Speaking of family, Braden states that these individuals are who he most looks up to, as they support him and show him how to be successful in his life. Braden's future plans include attending Penn State University, majoring in engineering, and eventually getting a job with Traxxas, which is a major RC manufacturing company. Good luck on these future endeavors, Braden, and we are all extremely proud of you. Our second student of the month for January is 6th grader, Miss Abigail Noble. Abigail is a 6th grade student at McGuffey who has several different interests in her life. I'm going to see if I can get them all in there. Okay? She enjoys baking, cooking, playing softball, crafting, playing piano, and singing in her church choir. You get them all? While all these activities show that Abigail is a very busy person, her life will now become even busier as she is honored to have been selected as a member of the high school musical as a 6th grader. Abigail is the daughter of William and Jody Noble and the granddaughter of Jane and Dr. William Noble. Her brother Jacob is an 8th grader in our middle school. He's here today. And he's also a former recipient of the Student of the Month honors. And this is a little bit of an interesting fact. I had to go back and double check this. He actually was 1 year ago in January, our January Student of the Month. So I think it's a pretty small world there. In her life, Abigail looks up to her grandmother, who is always kind and thinks of others first. This is the type of person that Abigail wants to grow up to be. Abigail plans to go to college and to become either a teacher or a minister. One last amazing fact regarding Abigail, and this really stuck out to me. She's the first girl to recite the Gettysburg Address in its entirety in over 30 years. So I think that's kudos to you there, right? Absolutely. Abigail, I'm not going to ask you to do that right now, but I do say that's a very, very impressive feat, and congratulations. Mr. Wilson, can you help me here, sir?
Hi, good evening. I'm able to share with everyone this evening our holiday student artwork. Some of you may have received our student holiday card. This piece was the focal piece, and it was created by our sophomore Leanne Krupp, and under the supervision and instruction of Mrs. Michelle Urbanik. Both of them could not attend this evening, but I wanted to give due diligence to this piece of artwork. Some of you may have received the card. We also had artwork. It was put in color by the publisher, so there was a little bit of color added to it. I wanted to make sure that we spoke with Leanne first to make sure that that was okay to keep the integrity of the work, and she said it was. Also, Joe Walker, Claysville, and the middle school students also had artwork selected on the back of the card. So Leanne will receive this, and as well as a copy of the card as well for a keepsake for her.
Congratulations.
January is School Director Recognition Month, and at this time I'd like to present certificates to each of our board members who volunteer their time to make our schools and our district and community a better place. The certificates read, honoring, and the first one is Mr. Haynes, who volunteers time and talents for the betterment of the public education in our community. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ross, thank you. Mr. Ruth? Mr. Leisure? Thank you. Mr. Lynch? Thank you. Ms. Holmes? And Mr. Shigeta. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, you can tell my throat is messed up. I'm going to turn this board meeting over to Mr. Ross. We can finish it up for us.
Well, we have one more recognition. It's been brought to the school board's attention. Mr. Bonus, I guess today is a special day. Would you stand up?
Yeah. You can smack him someone. You can share your birthday cake. Oh, we didn't get
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Wow, we give him credit. Thank you. It's my 50th birthday. So, and you know, even the fleet get caught. The fleet of foot get caught once in a while. I'll put them over there on the table. Everybody help yourself. Thank you very much. I don't know where they come from, but I have to
Well,
guess.
at your age, if it tastes good, spit it out.
I still have my teeth. Yeah, that's all right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Citizens Library Representative Report?
Wow.
Good evening. I don't know if I can follow that. I figured it's Happy New Year. It's January, right? January meeting. I haven't been here for a while. I figured I'd come in and give you a little update. I didn't bring any fancy handouts, but I figured I might get some questions on the letter to the editor that was in the paper today. We had some. I've been giving you updates on our bylaws and how we've been going in the past year. We've had some pushback on the funding formula that we came up with. It was unanimously voted on by our members. And now they're saying, I didn't understand what I was voting for. And it didn't make sense. And we've had one person that said, well, my municipality had money, so I voted for it, but now they don't have money, so I want to change it. So that's why I put the letter to the editor in the paper. It's fair and equitable for everybody. This is what we're facing. We're facing, based on rough numbers, $110,000 drop in local funding in the past 2 years. Now, I understand economics. I understand why it's happened. But there has to be some type of a value to being a board member and making decisions and sitting around that board. $1,000, $500, where's it going to end? So, I just wanted to get that out in the public so everybody knows about it. If any of you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. And I do believe I can either do it here tonight, or I do believe you have all my contact information. If not, I can make sure you do. Next month, I hope to be back with some wonderful handouts and tell you all about the cool, fun stuff that's going on at the library. But thank you very much for your continued funding, and I'll keep trying to do the best job I can. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. High School Student Council Representative?
Good evening. My name is Eric Durbin. I'm the student council president here, and I'm here to tell you some things going on in the school. Sydney Pachiva auditioned for the PMEA District Chorus and will represent McGuffey at East Allegheny High School next week. She'll audition for the PMEA Region Chorus at this festival. Teen Action had a very busy holiday season as we provided holiday gifts, foods, smoke detectors, and warm clothing to 48 families in our school district. We were happy to partner up with McGuffey FFA and other community organizations to achieve this accomplishment. The McGuffey High School Student Council will host the second blood drive of the year on February 1st from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. The Central Blood Bank will award scholarship money based on the number of donors registered the day of the drive. Community members are also welcome to donate. They may contact Stacy North at the high school to schedule an appointment. Girls basketball will be honoring their seniors tonight. They play Jefferson Morgan at 7 p.m. in our gym. Boys basketball is currently 11-4, right in the thick of the race for the playoff spot. The rifle team is 4-1 in their section and battling for the section title. And the wrestling team won their subsection with the record of 5-0 by defeating Beth Center last night. They are currently 13-5 overall. And last night, with the win over Beth Center, Coach Mark Cadfrey became the fourth coach in Whitfield history to earn his 400th victory. So congratulations to Coach Cadfrey. And the first semester ends tomorrow, Friday, January 19th. The National Honor Society inducted 21 new members at their annual induction ceremony last month. And McGuffey High School recently hosted 4 other Washington County school districts for the peer jury. The peer jury program is operated under the supervision of the Washington County Juvenile Probation Department, and it empowers high school students to provide input on juvenile offenses committed by teenagers. Students also gain a working knowledge of the juvenile justice system and its components. And McGuffey High School recently hosted the second of 3 Saturday study sessions for the AP English Language and AP English Literature. Over 150 students from McGuffey, Ringgold, Chartiers Houston, and Trinity attended this 4-hour workshop. The third Saturday study session is scheduled for February 3rd. Thank you.
Monthly action items. I need approval of the minutes of December 7th reorganization.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approval of the minutes of December 7th regular school board meeting. And second? All those in favor? Any questions? Sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approval of the minutes of January 4th special school board meeting.
So moved.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approval of the general fund schedule of bills from December 8th to January 18th. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approval of the food service schedule of bills from January 18th. So moved. Second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approve the treasurer's report of November and December. That's the move.
So moved. Second.
Any questions on the report? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Public comment on agenda items.
Vice President Watt, call Mrs. Betty Shingle to the podium.
Hi, Betty Shingle, Donegal Township. I just had a question, just a general question. We just talked about the new Rolling Hills, the networking, which sound like great opportunities for the students, and it's very exciting. I just was curious, when did we do the last cost analysis or comparative study as to our outsourcing of networking or having an in-house networking staff? I'm just asking. I mean, I can request the information, but maybe this is the time to look at it. Could we be more cost effective with our tax dollars by housing our own? The majority of the schools, and it's like 90%, do have in-house networking staff. I'm just asking the question. I think that would be something to look at.
We can check.
Okay, I'm just asking. I've asked before, and I'm just curious as to where we are there. Thank you.
Committee recommendations. Range Resource Grant, accept the 5,000 grant.
Second.
Any questions on the grant? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Golden Study Homeless Grant, approve the memorandum of understanding.
So moved. Second.
Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Superintendent's report. Approve the anonymous donation of $2,250 to be applied to the student food service balances.
Second.
Any questions on this?
It's just one donation?
No, it's multiple.
Okay.
This is out of the, I had a lot of people use the word Facebook, but I saw something on Facebook about.
It's multiple different articles or things that have been in people or on social media,
So this goes to the food balance.
This goes to student balances that were delinquent students.
How do you choose who gets it?
Some of them are specific when we put the donation in, it depends on the individual. And then the ones that aren't specific, I work with the building principals to see which ones to select.
No more questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Application for homebound instruction.
So moved.
Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approve the changes to the 2018-19 McGuffey High School. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Autism Awareness Fundraiser. Approve the Light Up Blue Autism Awareness Fundraiser.
I'd like to know a little bit more about it.
We have a second?
Yep, I'll say.
Okay. I guess,
Yeah. So we have, during Autism Awareness Month, we light up all the buildings in blue. We have lights that were actually donated to us, so the maintenance folks put those in and we light our buildings up. And then there is a day that we actually all wear blue in the district. Kids do it, staff do it, just to really bring to light, the prevalence and the need for research. And then the second one is Down syndrome and awareness. And the kids wear funny socks. The staff wear funny socks. We sell funny socks, but kids don't have to buy them or staff don't have to buy them that often. They're pretty cool socks, and they mismatch. And so, just to bring again awareness to the disability and the importance of research and education.
Can you talk about it with the students as well?
Yes, we actually send out PowerPoints before the date. We send those to the homeroom teachers with educational information about the disabilities.
Oh, that's excellent.
You say you sell t-shirts on here, or is it?
Yeah, actually, there's a special education teacher in each of the buildings that sells them. So like Mrs. Daly sells to the middle school, high school.
Can
So
the public
that
buy
was-
them too, or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
You get maybe a price sheet or
Sure.
something like that?
Absolutely.
any other questions? All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Fundraiser for World Down Syndrome.
Second?
Any questions on the motion?
No, there's two different, it's the two I explained, autism and Down syndrome.
Other questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Easy one. Thank you. Approve the waiver form of hearing and agreement for student B. Second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Is there a need for executive session?
There is for litigation, personnel, real estate, student matters.
Second? Is there a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. We're in executive session as of 7:35, 7:25.